So today we're going to be continuing to take a look at a scenario where a civilization starts over on a fantasy map. In the last episode, a good amount happened. Stuff happened in this part of the continent, specifically in this region. The purple team expanded, and a lot more happened. But another thing that did happen was the brown team. They went into an extreme stability crisis and are about to go into civil war. Before we get into that, let's just talk about some other stuff. Like that, I made a new terrain map layer, or new layer, which it used to be another layer that I just randomly copied off of something, but this one looks way better. Also, I have updated rivers a little bit over in this region of the map, but I haven't updated it over here in the north or in this island, so I will update that then. But I just tried to get some of the stuff yesterday because yeah. And yeah, so it's pretty cool. I haven't really updated that much, other than the fact that I have actually I've put this, because remember how this border was like a really thick border? I instead made it where it wasn't as thick, and this looks way better. Um, and I don't even think it's close. Anyways, let's go back to the main event of today's video, which is going to be over here in the brown team. The brown team went into a stability crisis for expansion and non-expanders. And I said that if a civil war happened, it would definitely shape the future world and impact and influence a lot of other things. So, that's gonna happen as a democratic force in this part of the brown team rises up and takes over a lot of this area right here, this kind of southern area. And this deeply affects the brown team, as a lot of the population is down in this region. Like other parts of the brown team, it is all just forest. So there's not many major areas, so there's not much major bad stuff there. However, there is a river right here, which could separate this part of the country if the brown team so manages to get to it. However, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do that as they start getting invaded pretty rapidly. And they especially start invading on the coastal regions right here, which does them great. They take a lot of land. And the brown team is very slow to respond, however, they eventually do and start taking back some coastal areas right here. But they also make a large push into this part of the brown team. By the time you're seeing this, we may or may not have 500 subscribers. Actually, no, I don't think we do have 500 subscribers because I think you're seeing us on the 14th. Not entirely sure though. Over here in the red team, though, they're going to make a push out from this area, and which is to cut off a lot of the troops of the brown country. And looking at major cities, we could see a major battle's about to happen. So the brown team tries to protect this city with all of its might, as well as push back against the red team over here in this region. So the red team is also going to make a push from this area, which is to siege the city, and which is very achievable, and they eventually start their siege. However, the brown team is going to make a maneuver which shocks a lot of people, which is to go around this, and they do pretty well, almost full on encircling the red team's siege, and then the red team is going to completely withdraw out of that area and start pushing back. However, on this front line, it is not going well, as the red team is just storming up, and there's no troops to protect this region. And, well, when I say no troops, there's literally, like, no troops, basically. And it's not good, because this whole area is being encircled, and it does get encircled by the red team very quickly. And they start using a little bit of their military, probably like 25% of their military, to focus on the main front line right here, and the rest of the 75% focuses on the major encirclement of the city that is tapped. So while the red team is even getting close to the capital of the brown team, they literally can't really do much about it. They're trying to conscript more soldiers out of this area, and they do fight back a little, however, not too much. Anyways, they also just start completely just annihilating this. They start taking down this area right here, and well, the encirclement is going as planned, and nothing is gonna stop them. Literally nothing. As this is reached, and they are not killed. Well, some of them are. but that's due to their either offing themselves or accidental killings and mistreatments in hospitals. But here's something we have to worry about. The brown team's capital is in threat and in danger, and eventually, after some more pushing in and even the capturing of another city, the red team is gonna go ahead and provoke in this war. They're gonna win, and the brown team loses the war. And this will be the first democratic country influencing a lot in a lot of countries in the near future. But we're just gonna have to see that. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the peace treaty of whatever the capital of this country is named. So let's take a look at that. And in the peace treaty, the red team does follow a border, or a river, and this is the first democratic country in the world. They are democratic and they will carry out their democratic values. That doesn't mean they can't expand, but that means that they won't invade countries off of literally no reason. Anyways, their capital will be pretty much in the middle of their country, and well, that is another country that just experienced a large civil war. And due to this, and due to the weakened state of the brown team, another area of the brown team is going to declare independence. This yellow, wrong layer. This yellow country right here is going to also declare independence, and they're gonna take all of this land right here for themselves and draw up a border. The brown team is not even gonna defend because they don't see the point in doing that. They know that they're gonna lose if this war. If they try, as this also has a good, it doesn't have as much population as this or this area did, but it still does have a good area, a good population. And by the way, this of course will just be fully, it will be fully just focused on the river. So let's go ahead and draw that up. And the capital of this new yellow team country will be right here, so on the border of the two countries. However, it is the most economical, prosperous, and the yellow team is actually the second democratic country in the world, following the wits and not demands, but like the wantings of the red team. Anyways, coming over, staying in this region, the pink team, they're gonna do a very large expansion, and it's gonna kind of cut off the blue team a little bit. And the borders will look like this. The pink team gets a large piece of land over here, and the borders look very bad. They do not look good at all. However, it's just going to have to stay like this as, well, the blue team is not strong enough to compete with the pink team. So a new country will be made in this area, which is this orange country right here, which will also take a lot of land, and well, there they will have a couple of major cities. Well, first of all, I'm just gonna put them there now because I'm gonna forget. Same thing with these areas in the pink team. I'm just gonna put major cities for there for right now because I'm gonna forget. And the capital of this orange country will be in the middle of their country. And while we have a couple, like a lot of new countries in this area, we have three new countries in this area of the world, and our civilizations are expanding rapidly. Coming over here to the gray team, they're also going to go ahead and expand, and they're going to do a very large expansion. They're going to take this huge amount of land, this absolutely behemoth amount of land, and this country is like really large. Now, this is really the age of countries forming, as a new country is going to form up in this region. So let's go ahead and take a look at this new country that's going to form, and let's look at that. So this yellow team right here is going to form, which is a very, very great, very, very great country, I guess. I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and change the color a little bit. I change it to more of a skin team type color. So this is now the new skin team. But anyways, let's first add these cities because I'm gonna forget, and then I'll add cities to you, cause why not? And you're gonna eventually have them anyway. And your capital will be right, it'll be right here. So this new skin team type color country will be forming in this kind of middle area of the whole world when you account for everything being explored. Coming over here, some more exploration will happen up in this area, as this is a very jungle infested area, so it is pretty hard to do some exploration. However, some exploration and even expansion will be done, taking a lot of coastal lands over here from the well, jungle infested area. As we can tell, this is a very foresty jungle type area. It's not good for humans. But really, north is island, although it's the strongest country in the world, so I guess it's not too much of a bad thing. Anyways, that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was very not like it didn't have that much happening in it, but a lot of advancements were made, and yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video so much. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe. We're trying to reach 500 subscribers before the end of the month, and if we do get that goal, what I will do for 500 subscribers is I will do an Imperium Orbis type thing. What if the red team won episode 17, the War of episode 17, which is an Atis Pros Wixo. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and goodbye.